I don't know if it's working. All right, I think that this was on the other one. The one that I noticed that Avery put it on airplane mode. I think that's why I couldn't get it to connect. Anyway, um, Kira did one for Daniel and I, general for Daniel and I. Let me see if I can find it on here. Okay, Kira, general for Daniel and I. You've got cause for celebration coming in with the Three of Cups and the Six of Swords, moving forward or moving on to greener pastures. It also looks like communication should pick up. You may be seeing more of him. Listen to your intuition. You may start to feel like the hard work that you've put into your love life is now finally coming back to you. Or the good that you put out into the world is starting to come back to you. What the heck is wrong with this dumb phone? Okay. I think I'm on the right place. I'm in the right place now. Bridget, general for the next 2 weeks. You have a wish. Put it out into the universe. Taking time for rest, relaxation, recharging your batteries does you a world of good. Life starts to move forward quickly with the Hangman. Laying down the law, setting up boundaries serves you well. Lets people know exactly what you're willing to put up with, what you won't put up with, and cutting through bullshit if anyone's trying to bullshit you. Six of Cups, somebody from your past may be returning. Could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It also looks like you have an Aries and a Capricorn around you that could be of significance in the next 2 weeks. New me. What do I need to focus on this full moon? I would say you got a couple of things here. Self-love comes up, or self-care, but also current relationship. Focus on current relationship. Current relationship with another person, a significant other. Current relationship with yourself as well. Four of Swords. Mustafa, was that Miriam who looked at me across the street today? And if so, what was on her mind? Okay, was that Miriam? I don't think it was her. I'm not convinced it was her. Not at this point. I don't think it was her. Kira, when will Daniel return from his trip? You got the Three of Spades. Okay, so there's a 3 around it. He could be gone 3 days, 3 weeks, but he should be back before the end of the fall. I don't know where he went, or if it's something that is not like definite. But there's a 3 around it. 3 days, 3 weeks, at the very latest before the end of the fall. Sister, still no communication. What's going on? You should be hearing from him. Okay, it hasn't been that long, but it's like the Knight of Cups is a love interest. Growth and transformation happens around this situation, and he should be putting in more effort. He's definitely thinking about things. Starting a new journey, being guided by the divine. You should be hearing from him. I don't know what's taken so long. He just may be still either a little bit afraid or uncertain about which direction to take this in, but you should hear from him relatively soon. I would say maybe within the next week or so. I made broccoli for dinner, and I really burnt it really bad, the pot. And it kind of stinks in here like a burnt pot. I really burnt it too. Mustafa, what would Miriam want to tell me right now if she could? She would tell you that she's turned over her life to whatever will be, will be. The judgment card is like feeling like I'm going to just be guided by the divine. I'm not putting in a whole lot of effort into my life, and let's just see where it goes. Just in general, the Fool. Starting a new journey or some spontaneities around her. Her intuition is also heightened. I don't know if she realizes that though. She may want to tell you about insight that she has or intuitive feelings that she has that she's not trusting, but she should because she's onto something. And she may want to tell you that she's been thinking about you a lot lately, or she's been thinking about the situation a lot lately. Kira, general for the next 2 weeks. Okay, over the next 2 weeks, you may be feeling a little bit stuck or like nothing is really happening. That's okay. Enjoy the peace. If things are slow or a little bit stuck, enjoy it because things are going to start to move forward after the 2 weeks is up. Over the next 2 weeks, you may be spending time paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. It also looks like you may not be feeling so burdened by the weight of the world. Moving forward in your life, just in general, with the Six of Swords, and growth and transformation around you as a person brings in respect around work, a work or a business relationship. I think it's work, like the job that you have right now. You may be feeling a little bit more respected over the next couple of weeks. New me. Will my soul tie removal be successful? Yes, it should be successful, yeah. Liz, what are the Libra's intentions? What are the Libra's intentions? Lover's card. His intentions are to move this relationship forward. He's got a wish around the situation and things could change for the better quickly between the two of you. Priscilla, why is Antonio defensive lately? Will he come back? If he comes back, all right, I'm getting a 33% chance he comes back. Doesn't look like there's a lot of success around this situation. It's like it never seems to be exactly what you want. It always seems to be missing something, or it always seems to be like you're waiting for something to happen and nothing ever really seems to either stabilize, or it never really turns into what you want. You might want to keep your options open because I don't know. I just don't know that this is ever going to be the relationship that you want. It always feels like it's kind of missing something. Mustafa, how does Miriam feel and think about me? It's so frustrating. It's hard to move on. Yeah. Well, see, yeah, it's hard to move on because, you know, like she thinks a lot of you, right? She thinks highly of you. Love, money, abundance, fertility. Feels like she's got a love interest in you. Feels like you guys have a spiritual connection, even though it's slow and steady. So that it does kind of hold you back because there are, you know, like we do have intuition and we can kind of like pick up on people like when they're thinking about us, or like you may wake up in the morning thinking about her, or you may like before you thought that you saw her. That happens. That's all legitimate because somebody else and you are connected. It's not all in your head, you know. Sometimes things get a little bit, you know, or like we can get obsessed with somebody, and then it can be more in our heads. But if you're really trying to move past someone and you have a hard time because they're constantly around you, or there's constant reminders, or you're constantly thinking about them, but you're really trying to put it behind you, it's usually some kind of a, like they're thinking about you as well. And that's why that happens. Years ago, I was waiting to hear from someone. I'm like, you know, it was one of those situations where I got ghosted and I knew I was going to hear from him eventually. And the readers that I go to were saying the same thing. And it was really frustrating because a lot of time had gone by. And I kept like thinking that I saw him. And it was so frustrating. Like I was at work and well, he wasn't coming to yoga. But there was this guy there who I knew who looked nothing like him. But for some reason, every time I turned around, like I thought it was him. And I'm like, I just want to get him out of my mind. Like just get rid of him. But it's like that link was still there. And who knows if he was thinking of me at the same time, but whatever. Anyway, it took time, but then finally we got back on track with our relationship and whatever. But it's so frustrating when you're going through that, especially when you're trying to get rid of it. There are some times where people are trying to hold on to it, and that's like dangerous, you know, or like when people will be like, well, you know, I saw his name written here, or I heard somebody calling his name, or, you know, I saw his birthday somewhere. And then that's when I'm like, but yeah, but this stuff is being presented to you because you're so focused on him. Like he's obsessed, you're obsessed over him. I don't think that's your problem. I think that your problem is actually the opposite. So it's just going to take time. I mean, it is. It's very frustrating. Mustafa, is the man F's business idea lucrative and worth my time and effort? Okay. Mm, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. It's not coming up high enough for me to tell you that it's worth it. If it's not going to cost you a lot of time, you know, like if you don't have to do much or put in any money or anything like that, then you may want to look into it, but it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. It looks like Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. There's not a whole lot of luck around that story. Ronnie, general for the rest of the week and the weekend. Got money coming in with the Nine of Pentacles. That's nice. And you got, well, the Knight of Wands could be a fire sign shows up, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It also could be feeling very ambitious about something and putting a whole lot of energy into something, or having the ambition to move your life forward, whatever it is. The world is at your feet between now and the end of next week. You have the Fool here. Some spontaneity comes in, possibly starting a new journey. Got a water sign around you too that could be of significance: Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and intuition is definitely heightened. Two of Cups, there could be a connection here over the next few days. Maybe you meet a new water sign. Watch that you're not holding yourself back. Eight of Swords looks like you could be holding yourself back. Mustafa. You said Miriam has been thinking of our situation lately and that she has gained new insight about us. What are her thoughts? Well, Page of Swords is communication could come in. It also looks like you may have a new beginning, but it would be very slow. See, she's still interested in you. She still has feelings for you, even though she acts like she doesn't. And she may be deciding to reach out to you, or you could have a conversation with her coming up. Fall ends December 21st. That's when we move into the winter. When we have the fall ends at the time that we have the Grand Conjunction. The 20th or the 21st, I think it is. Let me find out the date. I believe it's the 21st. Fall ends on Monday, December 21st. So that is the same day that we have the Grand Conjunction. Very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting how that's happening. We're moving into the winter at the same time that we have those two big planets moving. It's got to change things. Let's see what happens. Mustafa, what is my Aunt R's current emotional and psychological state? She's undecided. I think that she goes back and forth between I don't know if she's got like a mental thing. I don't know. I don't know. It's like her mood seems to change very quickly. And her emotions seem to, go back and forth quickly. She makes me a little nervous. I don't like what she did to you that day. That really bothers me. That really bothers me. And she seems to, like, her emotions seem to change very quick. Like, she can go from 0 to 10 fast. Mustafa, is my Aunt R planning to try to do a spell on me for revenge or some other form of revenge? Or is she afraid of me and thinks I'm a powerful magician? I don't think that she's planning on doing anything to you. I don't think she's afraid of you either. I think that she's unsure of what she thinks of you and that she goes back and forth. Like, I think sometimes she thinks that you're into some kind of crazy shit and she's a little bit afraid of it. And then other times that she doesn't believe that. But I think there's something along the lines of her, like, where she feels like, I don't really think that he's into anything, or I don't really think that he can do anything, but I don't want to fuck around just to be safe. I don't know. She makes me a little nervous. T, that generals for me in T. Passion could come into this situation and things could move forward. There's long-term potential around this relationship, but you may have been recently disappointed, or he may disappoint you with something. So just take notice of that or be aware of that. And then it looks like listen to your intuition. Either after it happens, or if it's already happened, listen to your intuition around the situation. You could have a little argument with him, but you guys also could decide to move into a committed relationship. Let's see what happens. There's room here for a long-term relationship, but you may question it if there's that disappointment that happens. Mustafa. How do my parents currently feel about me? Another tarot reader told me that they feel that I'm too mysterious for them and that they're intimidated. Okay. Well, I do think that they think that you're a little bit mysterious, and they may think that you're into something that's a little bit dark, or they're unsure. But I don't think that they're really intimidated by you. I think that they think that you may be going through a stage, or you may be, I mean, look, we do that. But as we grow up and as we go through life, we go through stages. And then we grow out of them. So they may be looking at it like this is some sort of a stage. They think that you're very intelligent, that you're very smart, very hardworking, but sometimes you hold yourself back. Sepia, once I start my business, how will I do financially? Okay. It may take a little bit of time. Like, it may be like, you could be feeling like you're holding yourself back a little bit right now. You may feel like the sun is in reverse, like it's taking time for it to show, the fruits of your labor to come through. Like, immediately, you're not going to start the business and then all of a sudden be rich. I don't think you would think that anyway, but it looks like with persistence, you keep working on it, and it's something that is your passion, things will move forward relatively quickly, and the hard work you put into it should pay off. It could be slow to start, but that's the way it is with any business. Mustafa. Okay, the Grand Conjunction, I did a video last night, but I didn't watch it yet, so I haven't released it. So what's going to happen is, right now we've got Saturn in Capricorn, and Saturn functions really well in Capricorn, but Jupiter doesn't, and Jupiter is in Capricorn as well. Well, what's going to happen is, I think Saturn moves first. Either way, the two of them are going to meet. They're going to conjunct in Aquarius at 0 degrees. And it's going to happen on the equinox. I mean, the winter solstice on the 21st. So they're both going to hit 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is conjunction because they're both at the same place. They're on top of one another. This is ushering in the age of Aquarius. But what this is also doing is, we've had a ton of planets last year in Capricorn. And Capricorn is like the father of the zodiac. It's very somber. It's very, solemn. It's also kind of like, Capricorns can be a little pessimistic. And we had a lot of Capricorn energy last year. And Jupiter doesn't function well in Capricorn. So now we're moving into Aquarius. But they're also saying that the poles are shifting. So we're actually moving into the age of Aquarius, along with Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius. So Aquarians are going to have a good year because Jupiter will be sitting on their sun. Last year, it was a good year for Capricorn. And Saturn is not a bad planet. It teaches lessons and it stabilizes things. So Saturn can come in, and like if you've been like off and on with somebody for 5 years, Saturn can come in, or if you have a Saturn transit, can stabilize that. Or sometimes if you're with the wrong person, Saturn can come in and like make a disaster, because it's like, look, you haven't learned your lesson. Now this is the final lesson. Now see how bad things are. Now end it and get out. It's like, it's sometimes lays the hammer down. But anyhow, when this conjunction happens, not only that, but it should affect, I mean, it's going to affect everybody. It should affect everyone, and it should be a positive shift. I feel like Jupiter will be much stronger for everybody this year now that it's not in Capricorn. It won't be in Capricorn, and it won't be back in Capricorn for 12 years or 13 years, something like that. But anyhow, it's very interesting because by the time that we get there in December, all the planets will be direct except for Uranus. So that's going to be helpful too, because you know all these planets that have been going retrograde. At one point, I think we had 5 planets retrograde last summer. Mustafa, why would Miriam want to communicate after blocking me again? And what would she communicate about? She's so annoying. Yeah. Well, you know what? Women are like this. You know, like how many times do we see, like even in the chat, where people will be like, I blocked him. Is he going to contact me? Women's brains work differently than men's. That's just how it is. A friend of mine told me that she took a class. It's something, I don't know what the class was, but she's very smart. And she said that they were saying that way back when, the way we evolved, men's brains developed differently due to when they were out hunting and gathering or whatever they were doing. They did that alone, and the women tend to work with each other. So she said that our brains develop differently, and that's why women are sometimes, well, if I say this, then he'll think that. Well, meanwhile, it's like, no, he's not going to think that. He's going to have no clue. But men and women are just different. So she may block you. She might not want to talk to you. And she may turn around tomorrow and change her mind, because that's how women are. Right now, she's holding herself back. But right here, Hangman in reverse. That's not going to be forever. Things could change for the better between the two of you quickly. And she, even at some point, could be persistent. And you may feel like you've made it to the top of the mountain. Thing is that by the time that she comes back, or the time she reaches out to you, or whatever happens, you may no longer be interested in her. Your life could move forward with somebody else. Fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And she might be disappointed, but she'll have no one to blame but herself for all of this. And that, see, like that happens sometimes. You know, as soon as the person decides that they want to come back or they want to reconnect, it's because the energy around the situation has shifted because the other person got involved with somebody else. So let's see what happens. Miss Taurus Moon Tarot. Am I pregnant? Okay, let's see. You have a 70% chance, yes, you are. So, you know, timing is very difficult when we're dealing with the spirit world. So 70% chance would tell me that you can get pregnant, and there is a very significant or very high chance that you get pregnant before the end of the year. So if you don't want children, be very careful. If you do want children, well, then congratulations. Thing is, and I say this every night because I get this question almost every night, pregnancy is free will. So if you don't want to have children, you take precautions. If you do want to have children, 70% chance that can happen for you very quickly. I mean, every month you have the opportunity to get pregnant, as long as you don't have some kind of an issue that can cause a complication of some type. 70% chance the opportunity is there, if not already. So I would be careful if that's something you're trying to avoid. If that's what you're trying to do, then before the end of the year, that can definitely happen. 70% chance is pretty high. Mustafa. Let's see. Yeah, let me do Teresa. Oh, my Libra's energy towards me is not talking. Okay, let's see. the energy is okay. Prepared, passionate, and like a new journey is around. So if he's not talking or he's a little distant, it just may be a mood. It's not the end of the world. Not that big of a deal. Things are going to get back on track, especially with the Fool. You could start a new journey, or you could be doing something spontaneous together in the near future. Mustafa, why does my aunt make you nervous? Because I feel like you never know what you're going to get from her. And I don't like what she did that time when she took her shirt off. Like, that was really inappropriate. And then I feel like she dabbles with stuff that, is a little bit on the dark side, which is okay if your intentions, like, I don't know where her intentions are coming from. So that makes me a little nervous to be playing with that kind of energy. Like, how willy-nilly does she do these things? Like, I don't know. It does makes me nervous. And I really don't like what she did to you that time with the shirt and the oil. That really bothers me. Like, it was so inappropriate. Oh, okay. That's the one that's been sending the hasn't. You're right. I know what you mean. Okay, thank you. Loso TV. Why am I constantly having pregnancy dreams and also those around me? I am not. What is spirit trying to get across to me? Pregnancy dreams usually mean the birth of something new. It doesn't have to be the actual birth of a child. But dreams about pregnancy usually have to do with like the birth of a, like, you could come up with like a multi-million dollar object, like I don't know. It's like the birth of a new business or the birth of a new relationship. It doesn't have to be the actual birth of a child. But when you dream a lot about pregnancy, it's like embarking on something creative and something new. It's a very positive dream to have, whether you're pregnant or whether other people are. It doesn't make a difference. It's like the birth of new ideas, the birth of a new company, the birth of a new anything. And it's usually very positive, especially if the surrounding things in the dream are positive. Like if you're at a baby shower or you're shopping for a new baby and you see a lot of pregnant women, that it would be positive. It would be like the birth of new ideas or getting an influx of new ideas coming to you. It's very positive. So good for you. Yeah, you could come up. All right. So, like here, this is love, money, abundance, and fertility. These dreams, I believe, are telling you that you're going to come create it creatively. You're going to come up with a new idea of something. And not only that, but it could push your life forward pretty quickly and bring in a lot of money. Oh, the new person, Tahiri. When will Vincent come into my life? When will Vincent come into my life? Before the end of the year. Within the next, I would say maybe within the next 8 weeks. Um, Goddess. What lesson did I need to learn from the guy that I was recently dating? All right, I don't know what the situation was, but the cards indicate laying down the law, setting up boundaries, standing up for yourself, and cutting through bullshit. So I don't know, was this somebody that told you a lot of lies? Um, it also could be to, that this might not have anything to do with him. It may have to do with you. Focus more on your own spiritual like spiritual health, or grounding yourself in some sort of a spiritual practice will help bring in Could be a fire sign or a Libra. You got a Libra coming in, a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So if he wasn't any of those two signs, I would say maybe he over stepped his boundaries and you need to learn to stick up for yourself a little bit more. I don't know what the situation was, but you know, have you ever been in a situation where like you might be seeing the red flags, but you're just like, yeah, it's okay. So for you in this situation, I think there may have been some red flags that maybe you didn't take notice of. And that's what the sharp energy is. It's like the signs were there, but maybe you didn't see them. Or maybe you ignored them. I mean, hey, we all have. One of my friends said to me once, and she couldn't have said it better. She said, you know, we want to believe them. You know, like when you're in a situation with someone and that you have feelings and you think things are going well, you want to believe what they say. And sometimes they're not telling the whole truth. Most of the time, they're not telling the whole truth. Anyhow, um, Mustafa. All the tarot readers, just like you, always mention a fire sign. Keeps popping up no matter have I okay. Have I met her? Okay, have I met her yet? I don't think that you met her yet. No, I don't think you met her yet. So let's see what happens with this fire sign. Maybe you meet her around school. You could meet her around school. Mustafa, love reading until the end of February. You may be feeling by the end of February that you've made it to the top of the mountain, leaving negativity and regret in the past. Communication comes in possibly with that fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. No longer holding yourself back. Life starts to move forward. Listening to your intuition. Feeling like you have the world at your feet. Things can move forward for you nicely before the end of February. Miss Taurus Moon, is Quamir dating Shawnice or seeing her? Okay. I think he is seeing her, yeah. Um, Mustafa, what will Miriam do if I continue to keep a distance and act like I don't care that much anymore? And was even seen talking to other girls around our neighborhood and at the local cafe. See, she would get really jealous if you were with somebody else. And that, I mean, she already spends a lot of time thinking about things. But if she saw you with other people, she wouldn't like that. She wouldn't like that. You got success around the situation when your life starts to move forward. So she could come back around you once she starts seeing you or hearing about you being out with other people. She doesn't like that. She's gonna get pissed. See, right now she feels like you don't really have, she has nothing to worry about. She thinks that like, you're into her and that she's, ignoring you or whatever she's doing, and she feels like you're going to continue to chase her. But if she were to really see you with somebody else, or she were to hear that you were seeing someone else, she would be really pissed, and she would have nobody to blame but herself. But then I think she would try to get you back, or she would try to find out what the story was. She wouldn't take kindly to it. Empress. I don't see the question yet, but the one here about the weight loss. Weight loss, once again, unless you have a like a medical reason, like you're on like some type of a steroid, or you have some kind of a thyroid issue, losing weight is simple math. Simple math. And I can tell you that I've been on every day. I've been on every diet in my life known to man, and simple math. I wouldn't do anything crazy. What I would do really is honestly, if you can download, if you have the money for it, Weight Watchers is great. If you don't have the money for that, MyFitnessPal, the app, download the app and just log in whatever you eat, and just make sure that you're burning more calories than you're taking in, and the weight's going to come off. Weight Watchers, the reason why it's not the fastest way to lose weight, but especially around the holidays, you can eat whatever you want. Like, it's not restricted to, you can't have carbohydrates, or you have to only eat cheese. Like, you could eat whatever you want. Every single thing has a points value, and no matter what it is. If you want to have a Snickers bar, it's got a points value, you can have it. Stay underneath your points, you'll lose weight. That is totally in your control. And also on Weight Watchers, you earn points back by exercising. So it's incentive to exercise. You can do it. You can do it. Mustafa. I don't see it yet. Oh, let me do Empress. Should or does my brother have to give extra unnecessary information to Trisha? Is asking for the apparently for the claim to go through, or he should because she might use it against him. Wait a minute. Shouldn't she be working for him? Isn't she working for him, not against him? All right, let me see what the cards say. You know what? I would say give her the least amount of information that he has to. I don't think somebody should be working on his side, right? He should have somebody that's working for him, not against him, unless she's with the other insurance. I don't know. I don't know what kind of insurance issue this is, but the insurance company, I think, should be on your side. No, I mean, years ago, I had something leak into the downstairs apartment from my hot water heater or some nonsense. And my insurance company was like on my side, like I wasn't fighting with the guy. I was going to pay him, the insurance company actually paid him. I didn't even have to get involved. But they like were on my side. They wanted, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give her any extra information. Give her the bare minimum, because I don't know. Things are getting weird here. I don't know what's taken so long to settle a claim. I don't think it should take so long. Like, I called them up and I told them the story and they sent the guy a check. Like, that's what the insurance company should do. I don't know what's taking Mustafa, what spiritual lessons is the universe trying to teach me through this painful marrying experience? Oh man, love, I think, I could be wrong, is one of the most difficult situations. Like, those are the toughest lessons. I feel like sometimes, like, if a friend does something betraying, we can kick them to the curb quicker. But when it comes to matters of the heart, it's much more difficult. Well, I think that the universe is trying to teach you a couple of things. First of all, there's like knowing when to walk away or when to give up, so to speak. Um, and also, the Emperor is in reverse here, which might indicate that you're not so in love with her, but it could be more of an ego thing. That it's your ego that may want her back more than you actually want her. So sit with that for a minute and see about how you feel about that. Because that happens a lot too, where like somebody's more in love, so to speak, with either the relationship or the idea of the relationship or what they think could have been, but not the actual person. And it's interesting when people make that realization. And you know what? This isn't so bad, but I've seen people that are like spending like $60,000 on a wedding, and I'm like, oh my god, like she doesn't even fucking like this guy. How is she marrying him? And then 3 months later, she's like, okay, this is like a really bad decision that I made. Like I got wrapped up in the moment. So with the Emperor in reverse, which is usually somebody that's controlling and manipulating, but it also could be somebody's ego. Um, Take notice of whether or not you're so in love with her, or is it more of like you wanted it to work out in your favor. You wanted to be the one that called the shots. And it didn't, she's the one that has all the control, and maybe you wanted some of the control. And it may be a lesson in learning how to let go, or the ego, squashing the ego, which is not easy. We all have one. I always laugh, like yoga. Right before you walk into the hot room, there's a sign above the door that says, please leave your ego at the door. Meanwhile, I'll walk in and everybody in the room is like doing handstands and trying to show off. I'm like, I'm glad everyone left their ego at the door. Everyone's trying to impress each other in here. Like, this is, but that's what it is. We all have an ego. That's it. Yeah, you saw the red flags. And then, yeah, I ignored them. Yeah, we do that. But at least, like you could admit it now, and, you'll move forward from it. Yeah. Um, Mustafa, has my Aunt S mentioned to my Aunt Z that I read her palm, and if so, how does he feel about it? Okay. I think that she did mention it. And you know what? It's interesting because it's like she feels like, I don't believe that he could do that, or I don't, or maybe she doesn't believe in it at all. But the judgment card tells me that she may ask you to read hers at some point. Even though she may be like, oh, I don't believe in that, or I don't think he can do that, or whatever it is, she may turn around and ask you to do it for her. She may be curious. Mustafa, what does the Cancer girl from my class think and feel about me? What does the Cancer girl think and feel about me? Um, well, she may think that you're very passionate, a little bit adventurous, kind of mysterious, well prepared, successful, happy, attractive, Empress, love, money, abundance, fertility. Be careful with that card if you don't want children. She may think highly of you. Pearl. Um, Okay, I don't see the question yet, so let me do Mustafa. When will I meet the fire sign girl and will things move quickly? Okay. You could meet this person within the next 7 weeks. Will things move forward with us quickly? Yeah, you got a 70% chance, yes, things move forward quickly, but you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which indicates the hard work that you put out into your love life should be coming back to you with this fire sign. Miss Taurus Moon, is he in love with her or wants to be with her more than me? I don't think that he's in love with her, but I do think that he's exploring his options. Um, yeah. I mean, once again, I mean, I have this is another one that comes up every night. This whole idea of her or me, if you put yourself in a situation where you have to be chosen by someone, you never get chosen. You have to be the one that's deciding your destiny. So if he's with somebody else, you might want to make the decision of keeping your options open, because sitting around and waiting for someone to choose you when they're with someone else or they're exploring their options, that energy is like, it's not favorable energy. The way that you manifest your life is by you being in control. So waiting for someone else to choose you, you won't get chosen. It's just, that's the way energy works. So you might want to keep your options open, because it looks like right now he's seeing this other person. I don't see that he's in love with her, but it looks like he's exploring his options. So that's where he's at right now. And I would never tell anyone to sit around and wait for someone, because that's the worst energy of all. Like when people ask questions like, how long are they going to be together? Like, you can't, the idea of putting your life on hold, waiting for somebody else's relationship to break up in hopes that they're going to want to be with you at that point, that's just craziness. But people ask questions like that. Like they think that they're going to be next in line. It doesn't work like that. So I would, I would keep your options open. Um, Anjali, will A be okay if I tell him someone wants to see me? How will he feel and react? If you and him are not in a relationship, then you can do whatever you want, and I wouldn't even tell him. Thing is that you see, like, here's the thing. Once again, like, I don't know where you are in your relationship with him, but I'm assuming that you're not together and that somebody else wants to take you out. Now, my suggestion would be to just go out with this other person and not tell him, because running things past him gives him power. Like that, like what's he gonna say to you? No, you can't go out with him. But if you give him the opportunity to, like, whether or not he's gonna be okay with it, then you're giving him, just like I said to the last person, you're giving him control of your life. You got a 70% chance, yes, he will be okay with it. But if you're not in a relationship with him, it's not his business. You know, that would be like me asking the next door neighbor, hey, how do you feel about me seeing this guy? Not his business. You know what I'm saying? The idea is that if you wanted something to happen with A, if you went out with somebody else, he would pick up on that energy and it would catch his attention without you having to say anything. But if you're going to make him the one that is deciding whether or not you go out with somebody, then he's got power over you, and he's got you where he wants you, whether or not your relationship moves forward with him or not. So I wouldn't tell him. If you're interested in this other guy, I would go out with him. Um, because if he's not stepping up to the plate to give you what you want, then you don't owe him anything. And by giving him the power to make a decision or to worry about how he would feel about it, that just gives him power over your life. And then you could get stuck in a situation like this forever. I would just go out with the other guy. That would be my suggestion. Pearl, it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. I'm having a bad day because I found out that the man that I thought was coming back into my life has gotten back together with a third party. Did I do the right thing by blocking him and moving on? Okay, let's see. Blocking him and moving on, if you're serious about moving forward, yes, it will bring growth and transformation to your life. Definitely. But if you're doing it as some sort of a way to get him back or make him take notice, or then no, that's not going to work. And that's what I hear a lot from people, where they're like, well, I blocked him. And then they're like, but is he going to call because I really want him back? Well, putting that energy out into the world is like stepping on the gas pedal and the brake at the same time. You're going to skid. It's like doing the opposite of what you want. It's like telling someone to go the fuck away, but no, I really want you to come here. So then when he goes away, you're like, well, where did he go? Well, you told me to go away. Well, why would you tell someone to go away if you didn't want them to? If he has gotten back involved with a third party, and you really want him out of your life and you want to move forward, you will with the death card. There's growth and transformation there. So that would be the healthiest thing for you to move forward with your life. But I understand that it's hard and sometimes people don't want that. But if he's made a choice to get involved with somebody else, I think the best thing for you to do would be to move forward with your life. Yeah. Mustafa, how long will I continue to receive unemployment checks? You could for some time. Like through the winter, maybe the next 3 months. Diamonds would be the winter. Treasures, messages from spirit, going through a lot. Sorry to hear that. A lot of people this year have just been turned upside down. Six of Water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. The Sun, Archangel Uriel, and a happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. The Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to have to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Hopefully things are starting to change. The Sun is always positive when that card shows up. It brings in happiness. Mustafa. I think we've all been in that situation with the third party. Mustafa, why does my male cousin S come in and out of my life? He's become persistent to hang out, and then he blocks me and disappears all the time. I don't understand why he blocks you. Excuse me, but he does have sharp energy around him. That just may be his nature. He might do this to everyone. Things move forward quickly, and then he pulls the rug out from underneath people. And then the other person feels like they're waiting for their ship to come in. This just may be the kind of person he is. You and him should be starting a new journey together, though, with the Fool. But you may feel like there's a long road ahead of you, and then it strengthens, and then what happens is the world is against it. This is how he is. Yeah, it has nothing. It doesn't have much to do with you. It has more to do what's going on with him, and that's just how he is. Some people are just bizarre like that. Like they're in and out. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but that's just who he is. Gia, what messages does Spirit have for me? Oh, you have Archangel Michael. Okay, first, Six of Air. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, possibly taking a trip. The Ten of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. And then you have the Emperor, Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Accept help from others. That's difficult for a lot of people to do. So if you're one of those people that has a hard time accepting help, that may be a lesson. I know it's tough for me. I don't like accepting help from other people. Like I could do it all myself. But sometimes you have to learn how to ask for help. That could be a tough one. Mustafa. How would my dad's side of the family feel if I disappeared from them until the end of March? They would feel hurt and disappointed. Thing is that when you disappear, it takes a minute for people to realize you've disappeared. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't show up, like, I don't know how often you see them, but if you don't show up this Sunday, they're not going to think, you know, they may think, oh, he's got something else to do. You don't show up next Sunday, same thing. It takes a while for people to catch on that you've disappeared. So it could take them a while, but when they realize it, they're going to feel hurt and disappointed. Crystal, am I going to move out on my own or should I stay? Am I going to move out on my own? No, let me ask it like this, because eventually you're going to move out. I mean, that's, all right. Should I stay here for now? I would stay right now. The cards indicate yes, you're going to stay for right now, but this is my 2 cents. This has nothing to do with what the card said. I don't know what your situation is, but let's just say, for example, if you're living with your parents or something like that, I would say stay there until this corona thing has moved into the past, only because everything is so upside down as far as like working and security and that kind of stuff. If you have a secure place to live, I wouldn't mess around with it until we know exactly what's happening, because too many people are having issues with going back to work and not being able to work and all kinds of nonsense. So if you're in a stable situation right now and it's not something that's horrible, I would say stay where you are, you know, for a little while longer. But that's just my opinion. The cards indicate that you're staying, but it's only my opinion. You could go against that and you could move out. That's your choice. Free will. Mustafa. How would my Aunt Z react if I read her palm after she requests it and also offer her a deeper spiritual reading? All right, let's see. She might move forward with it. Yep, she could move forward with it. Things could move forward to a new journey with her. She may be skeptical at first, but she may kind of go like, yeah, what the hell, like that kind of a thing. Mustafa, how do my parents currently think and feel about me? Sometimes you stress them out. There's no doubt about that with this card. But for the most part, they think that you're successful. They think that you're smart. They think that things change for you for the better quickly and that you've made it to the top of the mountain. Obviously, they love you very much. And you make them incredibly happy. Goddess, how is my mother feeling towards me? Do you guys have a difficult relationship? Because it shows here like that there may be heartbreak or wounds in the past, but that's moving into the past. Moving forward, she may think that you've taken good care of yourself, that you're stable, or that you're. She's got a lot of respect for you. She may think that you've done a good job. She might not say that to you, but she may think that way because you got the Six of Pentacles, which would be someone who has a lot of respect for you. And she may think that you move forward really well and that you have a lot of potential. She may think sometimes you sell yourself a little bit short. She thinks that you're very intuitive, thinks that you're very intelligent, very hardworking, and very well prepared. And the heartbreak and the wounds may be moving into the past. Maybe your relationship with her is going to improve. I mean, I'm a sucker for a happy ending, so. Empress, Adam's current energy and feelings towards me. Well, he's got the Ace of Swords, which is like, this could be like a double-edged sword. He may have dual feelings. He may feel like one foot's in, one foot's out, or he may feel like he wants to move forward and then he wants to move backwards. He does think that you're very intelligent. He thinks you have a lot of potential. He thinks that you're intuitive, spontaneous, carefree, and kind. But his intentions, I don't know if he's got much intentions or if he doesn't act upon them. He seems like he's very stagnant. Phantom, general love reading for Gemini. General love reading for Gemini. You've got some people coming in. You've got growth and transformation happening around your love life. You've got a Scorpio, a Gemini, and an Aquarius here. Plus, you got the Sun, which is happiness coming in around your love life. You also have a Pisces coming in and enhanced intuition, so listen to your intuition. When it comes to love, you're going to have options. Taylissa, how does DLR view me? Sees you as somebody who's very intelligent, incredibly intelligent, a little bit mysterious, and kind and caring. Mustafa, how did my dad's side of the family feel about me at the Thanksgiving party? They think of you as a very strong character, or they see you as a very strong character, but they also see you, that you're a happy person and that you have a lot of potential, but they may feel very, like you've been very mysterious or secretive lately. I don't know. The death card could be serious. I mean, secretive or mysterious. And sometimes they may be a little undecided. Moon Honey, how will Gemini feel when he finds out that I'm with Cap? Anxious and argumentative. Mustafa. Oh, I don't see it yet. Okay. While I wait for Mustafa, let me go back up to the top. Rosie, career general. You've got the sun coming out over your career, plus you have a wish. Put it out into the universe. You may have a couple of different options, and you may feel undecided. You actually could get offered something that would be hard to refuse. You got some financial stability coming in. Listen to your intuition. Anthony, what and when will be the breakthrough between me and the Capricorn? We haven't seen outside for a long time. I want her now, seriously. Okay, you should have a breakthrough with this Capricorn. Beginning of winter, end of December. Yeah, things should move forward with you in that Capricorn. I'm pretty sure of it. Mustafa, how would my parents feel if at random moments such as that silence, stare at them and then tell them extremely accurate advice to them and read their emotions and then act like nothing happened? I think that you would probably freak them out. Yeah, it would make them a little bit nervous. They would feel a little bit uprooted or ungrounded. They may feel a little bit like like you're controlling them or you know too much, and they may feel very out of balance. And they may also think that you're strong, and that might scare them. I think that they would be a little bit afraid, to be honest. Uh, um, Zara, love reading for the Pisces and I. Love reading for the Pisces and I. Okay, I don't know where you are in this situation, but Knight of Cups in reverse would indicate that somebody has either lost interest or things are not moving forward the way you want them to. Eight of Wands would also indicate the same thing. High Priestess is in reverse, which might indicate that you're not listening to your own intuition and that your intuition may be telling you that this is not the right relationship for you or that it's not happening fast enough. I don't know where you are in this situation, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of love here. The best thing I can say is that this person shows that they have a lot of respect for you. But if this is the love connection, I don't think that it's... I don't know if you guys are on the same page. Um... Mustafa. I don't care. I enjoy being intimidating. What exactly would my parents do if I started doing this, and And how scared would they be? They may argue with each other over it. One of your parents may want to listen to, and the other person may be a little bit more freaked out by it, and they could have an argument over it. Um, one would be more scared than the other. Yeah, there would be sharp energy around the situation. They would not be happy. But think about that. Like, imagine you in that situation. Imagine if somebody was revealing your most intimate secrets. You know what I mean? Like, you would be like shocked too, or scared too. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. One would be, I want to say that your mom would be more afraid than your dad. All right, let me just run to the bathroom. I will be right back. Oh, Anthony, I said December. The when the winter begins, the end of December. I'm drinking this water here. I'll be right back. Okay, where was I? Moon. How would our friendship be with me and the Gemini? How would our friendship be, me and the Gemini? You actually could have a really nice friendship with this Gemini. Long-term potential, a wish around the situation, and a soulmate connection. Even if you guys are only friends. Mom would be more afraid than your dad. um, and you create H's actions for me next. You may feel like things have hit a slowdown, but communication should pick up. So even if you're not seeing this person, communication should pick up. So if you feel like things kind of hit like a standstill or you hit a wall, um, communication at least picks up. And then we'll see what happens from there. Next thing that comes in is communication. Chris M., is it safe for me to go on a trip on which M is inviting me? He's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. Okay, let's see. I'm only getting a 33% chance right now that it's a good time to go on a trip. So I don't know where the trip is to or what's going on around this trip, but I don't think I don't think it's a good time now. I also don't know where you're going or coming from. There could be complications. Um, I just recently went to Florida and I had a quarantine for 2 weeks when I got home. So there could be complications like that around too. I don't think now is the time to travel. If you, I would say no. It's complicated right now. Anyway, Mustafa, can you tell me more about how my parents would react if I continued to be mysterious and began reading their thoughts and feelings at random moments, and then acting like nothing happened? Well, I think probably your mother would be get angry and tell you to stop. She may be scared at first, but at a certain point, it might turn to anger. She might not like it. Listen to your intuition. Um, I think that your dad might kind of laugh it off as if he would think that it was funny or that you were just making this stuff up. Um, and then then you might hit like a slowdown. Your relationship with your parents may hit kind of like a wall because they may be arguing with one another. One may be feeling like you're just making shit up, and the other one may be feeling like you really know something, and they could be butting heads about that. They would spend a lot of time thinking about it. They would be undecided about it, or they would be arguing over it. And yeah, I think it would cause trouble. That's, yeah. Um, oh, Anthony, early winter breakthrough. Joe, what's going on with my love life? What's going on with my love life? Okay, if you've been feeling like things have been out of balance, things should change for the better quickly. Um, Out of a clear blue sky, you may have a Sagittarius come in. This would be new energy. Thing is that your love life is up and down, and it seems like it's not gaining any traction. You are moving forward, though. You got the Six of Swords. But it's almost like if you just kind of let things go and you just kind of forget about love for a minute, things will start to move forward. It's like there's too much focus on love. It's not happening fast enough. There's a lot of frustration around it, and it's holding up the energy because it's showing here like unsuccessful. It's like things change for the better quickly. Out of the blue comes in a Sagittarius, but then there's not success around that situation. Success is in reverse. But then you're moving forward, but then you hit another wall. Seven of Cups is in reverse, feeling like I don't have a lot of choices, but I have a whole lot of anxiety. What I would do is I would try to take a break from everything for a little while and just kind of like clear the energy around you, and then let's see what happens moving forward. It seems like nothing is gaining traction, and it's like almost like I'm looking for love, I'm looking for love, I'm looking for my love. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And the best thing to do would be kind of to back away from all that. Just let everything go, and then we'll see what happens. The energy should kind of shift at that point. Um, Mustafa, how would my parents react if after confronting me, how I know their thoughts and feelings? I say it's because I learned psychology, but after a while, I'm telling them that it's because I have a Jinn spirit. Okay. They would definitely not like that. They would feel burdened by it. Um, they would feel disconnected. Yeah. They would feel like lack of perseverance, and they would feel like they were holding themselves back. I don't think that they would like that. I don't think this is something that they're into, and it would make them uncomfortable, although I don't know how much they would believe it. I don't know. They may not believe it. They may be on the fence about it. You know, you ever have a situation where somebody tells you something so crazy and you're like, that can't be true? But then you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe it is true. You know, sometimes the craziest things that happen right in front of our faces are true, but we don't believe it. I don't know. I feel like it would cause a lot of trouble. Yeah. Overall, it would cause trouble. Moon. What's the future with the Capricorn? I've known him forever. Okay. All right. I don't know what the situation is right now with this Capricorn, but Lovers is in reverse. And there could be an argument around the situation, and the Moon card's in reverse, which means a secret could come out around the situation that changes um, the course that you're on. Lovers in reverse could be a breakup. The Moon in reverse could be a secret gets exposed, or a secret gets exposed that causes an argument and then it leads to a breakup. There is ambition around the situation, so I'm not going to say that things could move forward and you could find peace and serenity around this situation. I'm not seeing a whole lot of love here if this is a love relationship, but maybe we haven't gotten there yet. It looks like things could get a little bit, I don't know, there may be something that comes out around this situation that doesn't sit right with you and changes the way you feel. Mel, you can close them. Thanks. Mustafa. How would my brother react if at extremely random and creepy moments I stared at him very slowly and concisely read his current thoughts and feelings and gave him advice and then changed the subject? I just heard you're creeping me out, man. I don't know if he talks like that, but that's what I just heard. He may have sharp energy. He might tell you to stop. He may almost feel a little bit betrayed by it. That's, yeah, maybe he feels like he might feel like there's got to be a practical reason for why he's saying this. He must be spying on me or reading my text messages or listening to my conversations or some kind of nonsense. Mustafa, how would my other male cousin S feel if I random moments stared at him, read his thoughts and emotions very accurately, and then changed the subject? It would make him hold himself back. He wouldn't tell you exactly how he felt, and he wouldn't really react because he would be afraid of what you would pick up from him. He may be kind of like a poker face. But ultimately, with this guy, he would feel like you knew something, and he may try to pick your brain for information at some point. Like he may think that you have a real gift. He just might be afraid that you may be able to pick up too much on him, and that might freak him out. Or nobody wants their innermost, like imagine, right? Just imagine if you were able to read people's minds, everybody's mind. Like, the thoughts that you have in your head sometimes that are like, that are just not nice. Like, move it, you fat bitch, or something like that. Like sometimes people are angry and they just say things in their head that they would never say out loud. So just imagine those thoughts being exposed and how violated somebody would feel if you were exposing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time when I was talking to the woman who reads my cards, who is like a straight up psychic. Like, she's like, first time I met her, she said to me, she didn't know me from a hole in the wall. I didn't even know I was going. I just walked in there and she just happened to be there. And she's somebody who I'd never met before. I was literally just came in off the street, and she said to me, "Who's your boyfriend?" Who? Oh, no, she said, "Who's Tom? Is that your boyfriend?" And this is before Facebook. She didn't even know my last name. I didn't know I was going. There was no way she could have known that. So she said once, she's like, imagine like being in like a casino and knowing like the person in front of you, like knowing what's going to happen to them when they leave the casino. She's like, sometimes you have to learn how to shut it off. But imagine somebody else knowing that you could read that, and they're in a, or like it could be something like, oh, this guy's fucking hot. Like, imagine that. Like, those are things that you think, but you don't say them. And so they, like, some people would be very, not even just intimidated, but scared of it. It's scary. Ah. Mustafa. How would my dad's side of the family feel if I randomly told them their current thoughts and feelings at random times? Okay. And a lot of jokes about being involved with spirits. Okay. Well, everyone's going to feel something differently, but overall, how would they feel? Like a disastrous. It wouldn't go over well with his side of the family at all. And they would be thinking about it and rethinking about it. They would not be happy. I don't know if this is something that goes against their religion or whatever it is that they practice, because they don't come up as being happy with it at all. Stars in reverse. It would, yeah, it would cause trouble. Tower moment. It wouldn't go well with them. Leslie, will there be, will there finally be a real love or success with my new business? Okay. Okay, if love has recently been very difficult for you, that's going to move into the past. You got some good luck coming in around love, possibly with a Pisces. It also looks like there may be somebody around you right now that you haven't taken notice to, or they haven't made themselves known. That person could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So don't give up on love just yet, because it looks like it could be around the corner and it could have long-term potential. Now, when it comes to the business, the business, it's like money may be tight in the beginning. Eventually, like you might be feeling like, hey, I'm putting in a whole lot of hard work and I'm not really seeing much of a payoff. But then at some point, things pick up and the money starts to flow. So it could be just a timing thing with both aspects. Sometimes it's like everything sucks, everything sucks, everything sucks, and then one thing changes and then everything else starts to change along with it. So hang in there a little while longer. It looks like you're about to have a breakthrough. Mustafa, how would both my parents and brother react if I told them that I control a jinn spirit and can always spy on them? I'm not 100% sure that your brother and your dad would believe it, but I think that your mother would, and I don't think that she would like it. I think that she would feel like, don't play around with shit like that. She may not say it like that, but that may be the kind of feeling like she may feel like she doesn't want you dabbling in stuff like that, or that it could be dangerous. I don't know that your dad and brother would believe you. They may just think that you're saying that and that it's not true. I don't think your mom would like it, though. Like, it reminds me of my one friend. He owns a dance studio, And a couple of years ago, I was shooting yoga videos. I have them on my channel. And we were talking about doing a Halloween thing. Excuse me. And using a Ouija board. Now, I have never used a Ouija board because when I was 5 years old, my best friend, she lived around the corner from me. Her parents in the basement had a Ouija board. And I remember, I'll never forget it, going downstairs to the basement and her mother saying to us, don't play with the Ouija board. So, of course, what did we do? We took out the Ouija board. And I swear to God, the planchette thing or whatever you call it moved. I swear to God, it moved. The two of us ran up the stairs so fast. After that, neither one of us ever touched the Ouija board again. So, years later, I don't know, a million years later, I'm with my friend at his studio, and he said, I'm like, do you really think anything's going to happen? We'll probably be fine with it. Like, it's made by Parker Brothers. Like, really? Like, like, at least the one that I had that at my friend's house was like an antique thing. Like, her parents were into antiques, or they had antique crap in the basement. Um, I'm like, do you really? I'm like, it's Parker Brothers. And he's like, no, Danny. He's like, I don't really believe that anything is going to happen. But is that a chance that you want to take? And I was like, you're right. So your mom might kind of feel like that. Like maybe there's not all that much that he can really do, or maybe that this is, you know, something that he's concocting in his head. But I don't know if this is something that you really should be playing with. Like, why should we even go there? That may be her. Okay, did I finish the super chats? Let me do for Angel. Angel Carlos, could you do a love reading? My person, there's a girl and I like her. Her name is Elsa. What are her feelings to me? Does she like me? She's a Libra. I'm a Gemini. Okay, let's see. You know, there is potential around this situation for growth and change. You've got the death card, which is like growth, change, and evolution is possible. But there may be several moments where you're feeling stuck in the mud and like things aren't moving forward. It may just be slow and steady wins the race with her. It does look like she thinks that you're strong. She thinks that you're sincere, peaceful, serene, compassionate, attractive, hardworking, and intelligent. So you might just have to give things a little bit of time. You know, they could work out on their own without having to do too much. She seems to think highly of you. I'm not seeing a ton of love here right now, but you might not have gotten there yet. That can come with the death card, the growth and transformation. So give it a little bit of time. Let's see what happens. Kira, general love for 2 weeks. Angel, I would reach out to her. Kira, listen to your intuition. It looks like you're prepared for love over the next 2 weeks. You have a wish around in 2 weeks, starting a new journey and heading towards all 10 cups being full. Plus, you've got the Justice card, which means you've got some good karma coming back to you over the next 2 weeks. Love life should be pretty decent. Curious Rabbit, general. You could have a new business opportunity coming in here. It also looks like your intuition is spot on, so listen to it or it's heightened. Four of Pentacles, you may be coming into some financial stability through a new business or a new business opportunity. Out of the clear blue sky, you may be hearing from someone you haven't seen or spoken to in quite some time. That person could be a Capricorn. Got a Capricorn coming in. You also may be feeling like walking away from things that no longer serve you, which then brings the world to your feet. Love, money, abundance, fertility with the Empress card. Be careful if you don't want children, but otherwise Empress is a great card to get. Mel, updated finances. You could get positive news about finances out of the clear blue sky, and finances seem to be strengthening. Strength around your finances, along with success and feeling like you've made it to the top of the mountain. I'm not seeing a whole lot of money here yet, though. Empress, love, money, abundance, fertility. Be careful with that card if you don't want children. Finances should be improving or moving forward. Brandy, is Latif interested in me? Yeah, I do think he's interested, yeah. Is Sepia here? I can't remember. Was she here? No, that was earlier. I can't even remember from one to the next. No Sepia? Okay, let me do, she was here. Okay, I'll wait a minute then for her. And while I wait for her, I'll do, how about Anthony, does the Cancer chick read my last email? How does she feel? I don't think she's read it yet. No, I don't think she's read it yet. Shrishti, is Yatin possessive about me? I don't think this person's going to be possessive over you. I don't think so. They don't seem like, I don't think so. No. Swaria Noor, why Aways asked me to find a girl for him to marry? I think he's feeling weak and unsuccessful and disrespected, and I guess he hasn't had a very easy time when it comes to love, and he wants to get married, and things have not worked out in his favor, or he feels kind of hopeless. Pinky Lee, updated finances. If you've been feeling burdened by the weight of the world around you and been feeling a little bit unsuccessful, that should change with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Hard work that you've put out into the universe should start to come back to you around finances. You also have a wish, and the Six of Pentacles would be feeling like being better compensated at your job. Wheel of Fortune, you got some good luck coming in around finances. All right, no sepia. All right, I'm going to go. I will be back on tomorrow in the afternoon sometime, probably between 2 and 3. It sounds like she's up, so let me go see what she needs. I will, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the afternoon. If anybody needs anything, you can always email me. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.